As you see around the lab, you got all different shapes and sizes of balloons, but we basically provide a platform for science, kind of like, Antares will and sounding rockets and, other platforms that NASA provides. So we take science instruments like you see along the outside to the stratosphere, so to the edge of space. Not quite into space, but pretty close. So we can do science, we can do technology, and we can do education. And it's a great hands-on training. So let me skip over. One key point, we don't do weather balloons. So weather balloons go up and pop, we go up and stay a while, okay? So, we'll use weather balloons for our, meteorology to understand what the winds are gonna do and everything, but the balloons that we fly for science are not these sounding balloons. So big, couple hundred Goodyear blimps can fit inside my big one. Let's jump on. See the shapes and sizes. So I got two different types of balloons that you guys have been taking pictures of. This one here is our zero pressure balloon. Kind of see a teardrop shape. It's vented to the atmosphere. So that one would have diurnal changes. So the sun goes down, it's going to go down in altitude. The sun comes up, heats up the gases, I'm going to go up. So it kind of moves up and down when the sun goes up and down. This one's a pressurized system. It's our function. So that one, as long as I'm pressurized during the day and I have a little pressure at night, I'm going to float at the same constant density altitude. And that's what our scientists want at mid-latitude. So let's jump through. We fly all over the world. We've got our prime contractor in Palestine, Texas. We recently flew our first flight in about 10 years out of there. So we fly Palestine, Texas to the west. We go to Fort Sumner every year in New Mexico. We fly either east or west, depends on the winds. We can go to Sweden, we can go to Australia, Antarctica. That's our next campaign coming up.
Okay.
I've been twice, it's fun. So super pressure balloons, our technology development, we've been working on it for many years. We've had some really good flights recently, but here's kind of the one I want to show you. This is a super pressure launch from Sweden, but zero pressure balloon launches look the same. So you got your payload, then you come down, I've got a parachute, because everybody wants their payload back, and then I start the balloon. So the balloon is not fully inflated, just a little bit of the bubble is inflated at the ground. And as I go up into the atmosphere, it expands, 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 expands. So they're going to release the balloon. So you can see the balloon, that's all balloon. Down to the orange where the parachute picks up. So all that stuff above it will be inflated when I get to my float altitude. Yeah, it's the atmospheric pressure difference is what causes the helium to expand.
How long does it take to get up to height?
We approximately 1,000 feet a minute, so it can take 2 to 3 hours. If it's, different atmospheres, it could take a little bit longer. So the mobile launch vehicle, and then they release it. So my payload's released. Now I'm going to start a second. So you can see the solar panels. We initially intended for this to fly Sweden to Canada. Mother Nature had other ideas. We just stuck around Sweden. We do have communications within line of sight from the ground. We'll have a lot of bandwidth, but we also communicate with the satellites. So here's release from the payload perspective. Once he pulls that lanyard, it's free. So we use TDRS or Iridium for the ones that are transmitting further distances. Now you're going to see where we launched from. We're here in Sweden, the S-range facility. You're going to see parts of a launch collar fall off, which is fine. I wanted that. I wanted to make sure all the material of the balloon stayed together and didn't create a huge sail. My material in this balloon is 1.5 mil thick. So when you go to the Lowe's or Home Depot and get like real 3 mil sheeting to cover something, and with that balloon, I'm taking 5,000 pounds, 2,200 kilograms up underneath.
Wow, that's huge.
And I can go up to 8,000 pounds. So here you're looking up at the balloon, and you can just see, naturally I do snapshots showing you that it's just expanding. That's the helium I put in on the ground, growing, 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 growing. This is the test flight of the balloon, so of course we're looking at the balloon. And it's like, okay, is it going to deploy pretty? Because it's kind of, trouble a couple of years ago, but it's beautiful. Never gets old.
What is the energy source that they use?
Well, we have helium inside. Oh, but you mean
for the payload?
Batteries or solar power. So this is the view out of, you're looking at the telescope out. So you can see we're pretty high. It's kind of beautiful up there. That was 110,000. Everybody wants to know what we do at the end of the flight. So we separate the balloon from the parachute. That in turn tears the balloon open. The balloon will come in free fall, and then the payload will bring the payload down. The parachute will bring the payload down. No. No.
Do you recover the parachute?
Yes. So this is termination from the payload side. So at first when I start falling, you can see it's a little unstable as your parachute's catching air. And then it'll stabilize. This is looking at it from the ground through a telescope. Oh, that's so cool. It's huge. I've got some other numbers. And then this is coming in for a landing. So, especially in Antarctica, there's no trees. So you want to make sure you don't have your parachute catch air. So you'll see we've got a system that as soon as I impact and the parachute leans over, it releases.
Is the helium affected by the altitude change at all?
Other than just expanding.
Okay.
So, you asked about energy sources. So our lift.
And is somebody watching the balloon at that point, or are you just? So,
let me answer a couple questions, and then I know you guys.
We've got like 2 minutes left.
Okay, you got not much time. So energy sources. We put the helium for our lift in a zero pressure balloon. That lift gives us our pressure. In a zero pressure balloon, it vents out. Then, if we're short duration, let's get to SPB by the number. So I flew Southern Hemisphere. Another one coming up in March, April of this year. Great thing to watch. We flew this last year for 46 days.
It stayed up for 46 days.
Yes. Here's super pressure by the number. I'll let you guys read that while I'm talking. We are going to Antarctica next. I got 3 big payloads coming up, launching in December to January. They'll go around the pole. So another thing that you guys can track, anybody can track where our balloon is on the website. So, if you're at home, after Christmas, New Year's, you want to see what does NASA have up, you can check out. We've got solar power that we'll do for our energy source on these longer duration flights. You've got to watch the day-night cycle, because when I go over to Antarctica, I'm in constant daylight. When I go, mid-latitude and the sun goes down, then I need a lot of battery power that I've got to charge during the night to be able to keep up with the instrument. There's another question I don't remember.